Came in looking for a friend I used to know. His voice was red and blue, it hummed so low. Aisles roll like ocean waves, the signs all sway. I swear I saw him turning down the juice, running down the street. The ceiling drips like candle wax, cherry life in Angeles City. The grapes are whispering my name, but they don't know the rules of the game. I can't carry this much Kool-Aid, slipping, sloshing in my arms. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, stand up for yourself. Drinking the Kool-Aid, Philippine style, stay blind, follow destructive behaviors or ideologies. Hey Kool-Aid man, hey Kool-Aid man, hey Kool-Aid man, hey Kool-Aid man. The soda hisses, little rhymes, the barcode sings in silver chimes. The intercom calls out my name, but I don't think I played the game. I can't carry this much Kool-Aid, it's bubbling up, it's getting strong. The bottles slosh, they slip like water, and my hands are made of fog. Oh, I lost my grip, and the world spilled out. Red and blue rivers rolling down my feet. People staring, faces stretching, dripping colors swirling deep. I can't carry this much Kool-Aid, slipping, sloshing in my arms. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, stand up for yourself. Drinking the Kool-Aid, Philippine style, stay blind, follow destructive behaviors or ideologies. Hey Kool-Aid man, hey Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah! Kool-Aid man, follow everyone and just be dumb.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Good morning, and good evening to those fellow counterparts that are not here and still stuck in Kool-Aid land. Hey, Kool-Aid, yeah. Yeah, I had to go with that. So, good morning. It is March the 1st in the Philippines. And today, it seems to be a week of covering what the hey. So I'm just going to lay it out. Not that I don't already do it, but today it'll be a little bit more harsher reality where people say, there's the Heidi we used to know in the beginning. Because I see these other videos coming out from people, and I see other expats and hear them talk and hear all these same things. And it just seems to all be a mix of thoughts, and usually it is based on their experience. But lately I can name a few channels that I keep seeing the same thing, and it's like they put out this advice that just blows my mind, and what usually happens is quite the opposite in their own life. We've seen it happen time and time again. I'm just trying to put out here, I'm not trying to say that I'm the best of the best. I've slipped up. I'm only human myself. But today, my dream is not your dream. My thoughts of being here in the Philippines are probably a lot different. But for the most part, I came here for like one reason, and it's not the other reasons these guys are coming from. So you're getting a female expat that's saying, hey, I'm not here to hook up. I'm not here to date a Filipino. I'm not here to get a job in Manila. I'm not a, what do you call those? Digital nomads. In a sense, I am, but it's not my job. I don't get paid for it. I do this because this is like, to me, this is like AOL chat room, in my opinion. I get to give some advice based on how I live. I do it out of boredom. I do it because of our regulars. I do it for the new people. And if one person will listen to something and go there and say, yeah, that's just reality, then I've done something. And that's my payment. Okay. I want to do a big shout out to a few contributors that have helped with the cats. The cats It pushed me forward to open the other room. Remember, I told you we had one room that was set up for George's office, and we were using that room in case somebody came to stay. If George got kicked out, okay, instead of a doghouse that he could have slept there. But the other room got converted into a cat room, okay? So we've been wanting to do that. They're already up there anyways, laying in the spare bed that usually has no sheets. And it's I'm really happy because somebody offered to have them spayed when they become of age. I can't do nothing with the mother for a while. So again, thank you so much. And thank you so much to Victoria. She sent some funds for the kitties. And I'll probably do a quick short later to release to people. But I pre ordered a case of wet food, like we have all the last set of kittens and the kittens before, because they'll be in another 8 days, they'll be almost a month. We had already invested in stuff for them. Like there's a whole gate that we have where it kind of moves like you can't put Mary in it because she could probably push it now. But the kittens are now in there. They were in the box, and now they're in that. George drug that upstairs yesterday, and they're doing really well. So I go up there. I go up there in the morning, and when I start feeding them, we'll have to both go there and feed them several times. I'm actually thinking, being they have to be fed several times, wet food, I'll probably bring them back downstairs in that little gated situation. The gate was down there before, guys, that we had put them in. So thank you again. The support does help. And thank you. So I appreciate it. So I wanted to say that in advance. So that's what I'm going to cover. My dream is not your dream. I've been hearing several channels lately really getting into the discussion of dating, cheap life, good life, expensive life, get this made, get that, do that. The Filipinas are just as guilty, or Filipino channels are just as guilty as building this dream based on expat. And kudos to them for getting involved a while back, where they decided to get on board to get paid. So there's a lot of Filipina and Filipino channels that exist that are dealing with expat help and expat dating. And I'm dating an American. There's a bunch of channels that, hook up these girls. Like literally there's women that hook up other women, and the whole channel is based on that. And probably vloggers that you actually know. But either way, my dream is not your dream. And I had a dream to pay cheap rent. And I had a dream to not deal with crap in the US that goes on. And lately I've been catching flack of, well, then go back and deal with what's going on there. And then I get lately I've heard a few comments and one nice little email that said, oh, wait, it's election year. Guess what? There's going to be a lot of crap this year. Stuff's about ready to burn here. And I'm like, I don't get involved in politics, dude. I don't go out when they're out doing all that stuff, or their little ticker parades, or they ride around the neighborhood. I'm not getting involved. And we told you guys, don't get involved in politics. You don't go. There was that one vlogger, I always mention him because he was an American up on the back of a truck during a mayoral election waving, and he had his own sign of his channel. And I'm like, yeah, that's a no. Don't get involved. Don't be around. Just don't. I mean, it's just where it is. And if it's my time, it's my time. I'm kind of with that. So it's like, it's where I want to retire, but I'm doing it so I don't struggle in the US. Nothing wrong with that shit. A lot of people, oh, you're living on a budget and you ain't got no money and you broke and you don't travel. And they try to shame us, like literally shame us when our income is middle to upper class here. And that's without like the savings. So that's what we spend on a monthly basis, but it doesn't always work, as far as like the income. So everybody's going to have a different budget. I'm here because it's goddamn cheap. Yeah, I bitch about the infrastructure and what goes on and this and that. And I didn't put a little clip together, but it kind of triggered me yesterday when I seen an article of a British, I think he's a news guy. He complained in a video, a short, well, he didn't really complain. He showed the phone wires, the electrical wires up in the air, right? and it triggered thousands of comments on Facebook. And most of them was like, oh, the government won't fix it here. One person blamed it on the Americans. It's based on the way they do stuff in California, is how the wiring got done here. I heard everything. Blames on Americans for the way the poles are and the way the wires are. And he's like, I don't know how they do this and that. And I don't know as much as if it's shaming as putting out facts. So what? Filipinos are embarrassed of people. I get outright saying things like, I don't want to get into it, but my point is the guy was just putting out some facts and some truths that the wires look crazy up there. Instead, the comments came back from the Filipinos saying they need to start prosecuting people like this that down the country, and Bong Bong needs to do this and that. And my whole section on this is, but it is what it is. And that's what, again, today's live is. It is what it is about what's going on here. That I'm here for cheap bills. I'm not here for no wussy wussy. Okay. Although if someone asked the other day what I would do if I was bedridden, I'd get a girlfriend. That's exactly what I would do. I'd get a girlfriend or hire somebody in. I'm not here for the dating. I'm not here to be nobody's friend. Nobody's friend. I don't even like being friends with George. It's just where it is. So, you only have so many good friends in your lives and everything. And you keep hearing these expats talking about the friends, the culture, immerse yourself in the culture or else. I agree to disagree. I came here to live. I'm trying to live the life that I lived here, that I was living back in the US. As a matter of fact, it's downgraded because we had money coming in at the time. So we expected that, and that's where we are. I didn't come here we just came here to live everyday life. It's just where it is, okay? So the outings, the vacations, the jobs. I keep hearing people talk about jobs. I got to go there and get a job, and I'm going to open a business. And how is business? The craziest thing I keep hearing is people wanting to come here and buy houses all the time. And I'm like, I don't know why somebody in their 60s and 70s want to do that either, unless you're trying to get it for a wife that's a quarter of your age or something, and your children maybe. But I guess I did find a statistic today that this is recent. 35,000 seniors over the age of 65 are living here getting Social Security from the U.S. And that was put out in a paper, and that's quite a bit. Not as I didn't know it was that high that we're actually collecting Social Security. I thought that would be a total of Americans, but that's the ones collecting over 65. It's just where it is. So there's a lot of people here, but if a lot of those guys, I'd have to guess half are probably just living on Social Security. I'm sorry, that's just where it is. I'm just living basically on my disability, plus the stuff that George brings in, plus he has his YouTube that contributes to the house. It's just where it is. But in saying that, if they were spending that same money at 65 in the US, most of them didn't own houses. It's reality. And I get so damn tired of these other channels just like, oh, I was living good this way and I was living good that way, and then I got here and my life fell apart, or I got here and a girl did this, and it just, so it's the end of the week rant. So it's where I'm actually at. Quick shout out as I actually go through here. Looks like Scott in the World is in the house. Scott and Aziza. Michael, known as Music to Motion or Let's Do the Philippines. Hey, Venus, what is going on? Laka Spot is in the house. Harry Walsh is in the house. Man on the Moon, hello. So I'm going to go through some comments. Let me know where you guys are today. Tell me, if you're just planning to live on Social Security, if you guys are bringing a bunch of money, are you guys, if I'm feeling this way, this cannot be my hormones kicking in. It's got to be at some point the same stuff is regurgitated from multiple channels, even the ones that I've seen. And when another video comes up, I'm like, eh. And sorry, Paul, I'm just going to mention this. He just released a video that, am I a human ATM machine? I think he's done this quite a bit. Is he? Anywhere in the world, you're becoming an ATM as a boyfriend or a husband, period. What, I mean, we're all guilty of doing some sort of content, but of course we are. But I, yeah, it's just where I am on that one. Mike's retirement. I'm going by a list of people that shows in my list that you guys are watching. Mike's retirement. Same thing with him. Are you kidding me right now? Same stuff. And when Paul did a rant, he did a rant the next day. And it's like, huh, there's a surprise. So, you know, same regurgitated stuff. The Filipina P. Commercialized, scripted, somebody handing her a script, her getting involved. She did a bunch of legal stuff, same legal stuff she's covered for the last couple years. Just do your due diligence. But it's simps that are watching that shit. So you make a statement, and there's where it is. Good morning, smile and be happy. What is going on? What's up? Can I get a what's up from people? National Capital Region. They said something about they were going to change that. But here's the thing that I also seen in the news today, and it makes sense. And then I heard it in a podcast. You can't trust nothing no more. It changes so much from the left side, from the right side, from the Democrats, from the Republicans, from the vloggers. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust George. The only one I trust in this house is those kittens. I don't even trust their mother. These older cats I don't trust, man. They've been watching social media. It's true. But you have to use your own judgment. And a lot of people are like, oh, you need to do more research and more facts. Yeah, kind of. I read directly from the article. I did check a little bit, but it's just a conversation, dude. What the hell, It's not that serious shit. I'm not CNN that's getting paid. And of course, we just discussed that. That's the new song that we just made. We have the other one that we did that was based on that one was original. The other one before was a remake. Fantastic Voyage is the one we played on the last live stream, and I think the live stream before. That's on our music channel that's called Antic Worlds. I'll be dropping this one that I just did, and then the other one. So it's just stored on the other channel. We don't expect people to subscribe. It's nice if you do. It just shows love, but we don't ever intend to do anything really with it. So, hey, what is going on? Slick Rick is in the house. Good morning, George and Heidi. And today is not a day that Mr. George is showing up. He should be. He might. I'm doing a live schedule right now. It'll be Monday or Sunday for you guys in the United States, Monday for the Philippines, because Tuesday we have too much to do. We have to go deal with 100% stuff for the immigration. We have to go to an attorney. We have to go get copies. We're going out to eat. So it's so busy on Tuesday. There's no way. If I try to do that, then I'm not going to have any energy to get around. So thanks, Slick Rick. What is going on, Harry Walsh? Big hugs and love to you and the family. What's going on? Hey, Kool-Aid. Hey, Kool-Aid. Hey, what's going on? I'm loving that song. The Kool-Aid means something. Yeah, don't drink the Kool-Aid, man. I don't care if I'm loved or hated, just as long as you're thinking about me. That's what the half a dozen or dozen trolls don't know. If you're talking about me, that means you're thinking about me, and I hope you're thinking about me when you're sleeping at night. Hey, what's going on? Tweet, I can't put you up on air because your eyes are dirty. How can you get your eyes so dirty? There you go. Okay. All right. She wants to make an appearance. There she is. There's Tweet, the blind kitty. One blind in one eye. Say hi. We just call her chromosome X. We'll just call you X. Yeah? The other cat baby, the new one with her kittens, there is something. She's not sick. It just seems like she has some sort of delayment or something. And she's really sweet. She's extra needy. She rubs up against the dog. She's not afraid of the dog. She slept with Willie, like cuddled up in his belly and slept. And so this is Tweety, Tweet, or I call her Tina sometimes because of her eyes. What? By the way, she watches TV. She likes the phone too. Yeah, I got you your own phone, didn't I? Let's see. Did we show people? Yeah, you guys seen her phone. Here, did you show him you got your cell phone? What you say? Huh? Does it still work? Phone. What? Yeah. 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 All right. So we had enough of that. So here, I'm gonna let you chew on it. But no, she likes to. She's always attacking our phone. So I was like, let's get her one of them cheap ones that kids play with. And she does. She chews on it instead of chewing on her phones when they're on the table. But every time the phone rings, she stares at it. But keeping it 100%. Let's get it. Get it. Get some popcorn. Is that popcorn? And guys, if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. It does help the channel grow. For me, it says what we said. You know, we do it because we love you guys. When you guys subscribe, comment, it supports the channel. It pushes out the live stream. So it also lets the other know you ain't dealing with their crap no more. Uh, Thankful to our kitty godmothers, yes, and to Heidi and George for taking them in and being part of the online community. Thank you. The shelter that we support and we push their things through, and we have for it's been almost 4 years we've been here, is a Noah's Ark shelter. So if you see us on Facebook pushing something, Leah has been running this. It's a nonprofit. It's proven. She'll provide the paperwork, and it shows she's taken in tons of animals. She's got a really good sized shelter. Even the hotels, like the big ones, I believe the Hilton on Clark actually gives them all their leftovers to feed the dogs and stuff. So she over the last couple years, I watched her start. The shelter was always big, but as far as the funding, it was at the end of the pandemic and she was struggling. That's when we went there. And we do have videos here on the channel that shows it, and great shelter, but it's improved like 100 times over. And she's gotten a lot of volunteers, a lot of people, college students come in. I'm really proud of the progress. She has what do they call them, like the I call them 401ks, the running the running things where they have the marathons, and it's really cool. So it's Noah's Ark shelter. She could always use the support. Like I said, we feed 8, 9, or 10 cats that have been outside. I think they just come from the neighbors from across the scrapyard across the street, and but we love the animals. That's the one thing we've always stayed consistent. So if I'm guilty of anything, it's e-begging for cat food, and I mean, it's just where it is. So it helps. That's where basically part of the money goes right back in, and we donate to a percentage to Noah's Ark Shelter every month, and then we spend more than 100 on food and cat litter. And we would like to be able to do more wet food, but it just gets kind of out there. But thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Kuya, what is going on, Tornado? I can't believe you haven't filed taxes and admitted it on air. I'd be worried. Bite me. That would be a troll statement. Why? I double checked again that I admitted it on air. I don't have to. One, I don't have to. So my amount is not high enough, and it has nothing to do with the YouTube channel. That's something totally different for George. He's a Filipino citizen. That money does not get filed in the US. So evidently you don't know anything. The YouTube channel has nothing to do. It's actually coming out of, although they're stationed in the US, the payments are coming from Singapore. So that has nothing to do with my taxes, and I'm under that amount. Okay, way under that amount. And this year, the only reason I attempted is to make sure that I get back some of that scheming, scamming shit of them taking money over the last 30 years. So you can bite me on that, Kuya. To even say admitted on air, I would be worried. Worried what? If I'm going to be turned in for shit, then let people turn the shit in. Over the years, oh, you should be worried because you're on Social Security. You should be worried because of this and your immigration. It'll happen when it damn happens. I'll go home when I'm going to go home. Hey, howdy, folks. What is going on? Michael is in the house. Scott and Aziza saying hi. What is going on? Venus and I'd like to stay at home a lot and live the simple life. We go out once in a while. Yeah, you're just living life like you normally would. The cat is staring at me from your little perch over there. Hey, what's going on? No, it's just everyday life. And that's the way it is. And most of these bloggers, that's what they're doing too. They're just doing the YouTube one because they're bored. Some act super desperate. Like I seen a channel the other day, and I won't say which one that you guys watch. He had like 12, 15 items inside that are where he gets paid off of them. And I'm like, that's a little crazy. But looks like he really, really needs the money himself, like really bad. Because I mean, most those don't really pay. Not many people even use the links, but he's added more and more and more. And it's like, wow, he must really need the money. He's listed everything, including travel agents and what do you call those visa people and all that. And I was like, what the heck? But a majority of them do stay home just like they would in the United States. And that's, I, like I said, I'd be sick here or whatever's going on with me would be happening there. Hey, what's going on, Victor? What is going on? What is going on? Hey, Engelbert, what is going on? Everybody in there saying their highs. Got my coffee bean going here. I will be doing 2 pensions. That is awesome. That is really cool. Yeah. So you'll have the 2 pensions plus your Social Security. Yeah. The planetary parade has an effect on George and Heidi. Not sure what that is. I know today's the beginning of the Ramadan for the Muslims. That's just naturally on the calendar, and that means a lot of places will close down. Like you'll see a lot of local shops that aren't open here in here in Angel City. It doesn't have to be in a Muslim territory here, but I don't know about the planetary parade unless that's something. It's hard saying. I'm too young for Social Security, so just living slow and low off my investments, dividend income, and stock option premiums, which is good. You're one of those that have been very successful at it. That is actually pretty cool. What is going on? Tina Marie, what is going on? Reminds me of Tina Marie, the singer from back in the day. You coming back here, Tweety? So good morning, Heidi. Love your no nonsense perspective on things. Oh yeah. It's just where it is. I'm, as a matter of fact, every day I was like, for the first year I was here, I was wound up tight, like real tight. This isn't this type of tight until I realized these guys are just putting this crap out to get paid. And they will, all I can say is eventually that stuff will fall out of line. I mean, I don't know how people keep rewatching that same commercialized, same topic, same things, and don't talk about like really, really what's going on every day. Like I had a problem yesterday when I went into the market and the traffic was bad, and then take you along with them, that kind of stuff, and change something up. And a lot of them, that's why we do the live streams. And it sounds like Sunshine Shoulders, one of them that we do watch, he will start doing more live streams. He was already doing a lot of live streams, but it's letting it interacts, the interaction versus sitting down with the recordings. And because when we do that, I don't feel as authentic. I start to feel like it's scheduled. We don't do the green screen crap. We don't do all this extra. I just try to sit down. I put some articles up, but I would rather answer questions and stuff and be on here with people than to go through that. And I'm just saying, and there's no harm, no foul. You get your money one way, and I'll talk the way I want to. Thank you. Trust me, T-shirt's way too funny. We do not use the other one. We have used Suno, and there's another one. I don't have the name of it. We've got like 3 apps, but I hate to say this, you should know Suno is one of them, but it's not always them. So we have, I forgot what the other one was. Has the word candy in it, I thought, or something. But we have Suno installed. We had originally used some of that, but the last one, no. So, but it is, we do the writing of the song, the lyrics. We do not allow the writing. There is automated on the AI. They play the instruments. I tell them what instruments, and we put in and tweak that we want this set at this key and do all that. Everything will be AI eventually. So and then of course the singers and stuff that come in. But we, say how we want it and listen to it. They spit out 10 songs, and then it is up to us to choose one that sounds decent. And believe me, it's still a science. Yeah, and name the kitten Trisomy, or Trisomy. Well, the only one that's up in the air right now that I wasn't sure of is we got Nutmeg, which is the calico-like one. The black one we named her Luna, but that's the one I'm up in the air about. George wanted to call her Luna, but I just seen a video where that's one of the top 3 names, especially here in the Philippines, is Luna. And it's an anime character, and I just don't know if I want to call her Luna, but I do like Luna. Right now we're calling her Luna. So anyway, sorry I haven't made many live streams lately. My schedule now means I'm usually asleep in the mornings. Aw. Oh, I'm okay with it. I actually like to address it. It's George that won't let me address them. Because at the end of the day, they're just keyboard monsters, keyboard warriors, or people that can only say stuff on the other side. And it's okay. It's a comment. I guess to this point, they haven't done they're not attacking anybody in the room. And I have the right to respond. I mean, I know where I'm at on my safety and my security. But I mean, I get it, but most people don't file when they're just getting taxes unless they hit over 25,000. And George pays differently. George's income is not worldwide tax. Most people forget that YouTube, unless you tell them you live in the US, like a lot of the vloggers do anyways, which is not right, then that doesn't affect me in that manner. George is paid and the check comes through Singapore. It says Singapore on the paperwork we print out, and that's just where it is. His taxes are paid here. I don't take his and add that stuff to mine to push us over a certain amount. It just doesn't happen. So of course I don't file. So good morning, our Philippine journey. What is going on? The phone is what I'm looking for. People in there saying their good mornings. Looks like people are not woke up yet or just busy. Got a slow house today. So, or not bringing enough drama. And I didn't have the strength again. I've been busy dealing with the cats, still cleaning the room. We've been going and doing things. And I haven't had the ability, but I still want to I just don't really have the strength. It's like covering Elliot Eastman, to watch each video, to listen what's going on, to even get 60% of his story. I'm definitely wanting to cover that Dexel and Jim. I don't understand with that fight and people threatening to sue him and all this. He's still coming back, and he came back again after he said he wouldn't. And I know it's for television. I know it's for the views. I know it's because he's getting some money. He might not be, but it seems to be what he's driven by, that and just drama. And people state it. He doesn't care how it's stated, but there's a lot of things going on to talk to people about, especially when there's family involved, because I'm to understand part of it's family, and I'll have to look at it, because every time he came in, like he did a video a few days ago, and he came in and says, yeah, people aren't watching my entire video. You're wanting people to go in and watch those videos. But I just, between his camera work, between how he tells it, and it's going to be a long process. And then I'll probably bring the drama for a few days on it. But it's too draining. And right now there is and isn't drama out there that I even want to cover. So, and it's got to be relevant. And evidently you guys are watching it because he's in our list of people that everybody's watching. So probably watching it because of the stuff he's been saying. So it's like a train wreck right now. To watch that train wreck for a few hours would just be too much. I got better kittens to take care of than that right now. So I thought I'd bring my own real drama. Update on the trash man. If I didn't tell you guys, the trash man I talked to the neighbor. She said, yes, he disappeared for 2 or 3 weeks. I guess I just didn't notice. But I said, maybe it was around 2 weeks. And then we sit there and talk. She says she pays him each time he shows up, but usually he doesn't come till 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Sometimes I'm asleep. George is working, not working here, not here, this different type of thing, family outing, whatever it is. But I can't see paying him each time. And then I was like, well, that might be a good idea. That's what George said. And then he started coming as of yesterday. I called it. So today's the first. He came yesterday. We had already paid somebody a few days ago to take away what we had. And when I look down the street, the people he must be dealing with, they got all their trash stored inside their yard. It's kind of crazy. And I just can't see doing that either. You know, you got a dog, you got outside dogs. And so it's, but he came this morning and I didn't even want to deal, wasn't going to let him ruin my Pop-Tart day or whatever the hell. He came in, but I didn't tip him this time. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. We've doubled his money for the last couple months and we gave him extra money at Christmas time. And I know that doesn't pay or buy somebody, but being he hasn't showed up in 2 weeks, he got paid for the month and disappeared. So I just gave him his fee this month. And it doesn't guarantee that he'll come, but he'll show up for the next 2 weeks. And then the last 2 weeks he doesn't. I'll just have to deal with it. I tried to look up companies around here. There's not. And I would have to motivate George to go out to go talk to somebody again. He says he'll deal with it he'll wait until our trash is built up before George will go out and look for somebody. So it's his retirement brain, I guess. So I know somebody, was it Ruby that mentioned maybe possibly getting with the community? Yeah, if I would just walk up and down the street and try to find out where people use, but I don't think the neighbors are going to come out and talk to me. I'm not going to go knocking on doors. So it's a little harder than you guys think. So I'm going to check out the sky a little bit after sunset, 5:30 in Cali right now. Okay, so there is something going on with the planets are aligned tonight. Planetary parade. There you go, visibly in the part in the. All right, so so that's tonight for us. Should be able to see pretty good. We've got a decent balcony, and you guys seen. I released on the other channel the Expatainment. We got both channels watching today. Expatainment with Philippine Antics, and I dropped the kitten video if you guys want to see the kittens. And I talk a little bit in the beginning, just ramble on, and then I show myself where I'm with the kittens in the room that we had cleaned, and then I showed you guys outside. And we should have a pretty good clear shot. Like there was excellent fireworks last year. I mean, it was just off the chain. You could see everything and our neighbors, and you get a full bird's eye view. So screw the trolls having coffee, watching the sun come up over the beach. I hear you. I hear you. So you did. I seen your video where you said you were traveling. I've been busy. I've been out. I'm going to go through and watch your videos. So you did go to Thailand. That is sweet. So yeah, that's the way I feel. If I'd have listened to every troll, I'd be at the bottom of the ocean right now, 100%. And they're just that. I don't even consider them that. It's sad. Like some of them are like dedicated to just the Filipina P. And then when that seemed to be their stuff, then they switch to me. And when they can't bite me, then they're biting George. And it's like they're way off on everything. And all it does is cause our channel to grow, as you can see. The more they talk and even got 40 or 30 or 100 people to listen, the more our channel grew. And it's advertisement. It's always been like that since the beginning of time, 100%. Hey, what's going on? Kuya Craig is in the house. Black Grandpa, shout out from Brampton, Ontario. Did you see Trump and JD ripping to Zelensky? Here's the thing. I seen some of it. I know he was rolling his eyes. I know that after JD spoke, I just got to where he was the kind of like that and getting ready to talk to him. And then I seen a ton of videos. Let's see. You guys said you could see me the last time. I had seen the videos, and you know how like you'll see it but not get the full story, which I understand that. That's how Yeah, there's Fox that's running it because I got them all in here. Fox is in here, CNN is in here, ABC. I like how Trump, when he was in that last deal, and he answered, and he's like, he could know based on the question. He goes, "Who you with?" He said ABC, and he goes, "Yep, that would answer why." And it makes sense. The ones that which isn't always the truth. Just because somebody says something negative doesn't mean they're from a certain broadcast. But then again, you would know. You would know who's attacking him and which ones are on his side. But I think it's been like that forever. Zelensky asked whether he owes Trump an apology. So I know that he stormed out. Or they say he stormed out. I watched him leave. They said that the lunch was left behind. So it was kind of insane. Oh my God, look at Lou Ferrigno. I didn't know he was still alive. It shows he was on a talk show the other day. Wow, interesting. Yeah, I think people are just too damn sensitive. Let's see, Trump accepts Putin's rare offer. What was the deal on the rare offer? Was it another rare mineral thing like he was supposed to get? I'd like to buy Trump accepts Putin's offer. What did he offer to buy? Did he offer to pay that 5 million thing, the gold card? Wow, who knows what that is? Yeah. So no, I'm not kind of filled in. I know that more and more money is being recovered, and it's just not recently. The one thing I hear Trump saying is that he's like, well, that wasn't me during that time frame, and that wasn't me, or he'll remind people this is when he was in office and things were better. Shit has been falling apart in the US forever. But I'm on the only thing I'm not on board, okay, and maybe I am prejudiced if I don't get the check. They've been snagging money and giving it away for this dumb shit for 40 plus years. And it's gotten even worse. It didn't start with the previous president. They've been giving this crap away forever. So you should include the ones that pay taxes. I was paying taxes from the age of 15 onwards until I got my disability. And so, sorry, up to that point, I get it. But then George was paying taxes. So if it's per household, he was working. Okay, so we didn't file in the United States the last few years because of me. My income by itself was not enough. And so there was no reason to up to this point. If it's not necessary and I didn't have taxes taken out of my Social Security disability, you just don't do it. Like here, he has to because he's a business. Whether he has an income or not, it is required. And so in that case, I think who they're going to choose to give that money to, but it's not in stone either. It's not in stone who they're going to actually give, what, how. There's a lot going on. So I did watch the Joe Rogan podcast that had Elon Musk, and it's like love him or hate him. They're hating him, or like the president said, they're hating him because he's going through and he's cleaning house. Nobody expects, kind of like the kids. Hey, I like my house like this, all dirty and where things are all over the place because it was organized. But it's affecting people, but it's also cleaning up the government. There's always going to be fallout. So even down to my Social Security, I told you guys that I'll deal with it when it gets there. I don't see why when it comes to tax paying Social Security disability, but if that's where it is, that's where it is. Soon as they get rid of all the other stuff, but it all comes from different trust funds. It all comes from different places. So understand where one amount comes from, but they're really, really, really cutting on stuff, everything. So I wondered about that. I'm glad you mentioned that. I just sometimes I wonder a lot of things if it's staged or not. So all of it, the whole thing, it just seems unreal. I seen a video, and anymore you can't tell if it's AI or not. It had a check next to it for Melania, and I don't know how far back she did it. She did some video where she said, "Do you ever wonder why they didn't catch the man that pew pewed my husband?" I can't say the word. or that, this happened and that happened and they rigged the election and all this. And basically, she was calling the government back then. And I'm like, it just gets the rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And there's a lot of brainwashing going on, man. And the fact that, oh, it's about the American people, and they keep saying it over and over again, but what's really going on with the government, You actually want to wonder what's really going on. It's for the American people. The money's in the trust. It's in this, it's in that. Trust us. I'm for the people. And then they fired all these people. And then they took away, or they're getting ready to take away a bunch of benefits. And a lot of people are counting on that. And so, I don't know how people sleep at night. Hey, Chippy, what is going on? I hate you. I hate you, Mike. 45 degrees I was today. Yeah, he's in really nice weather. 82. It'll get up to 90 something. Not showing any rain today, so 90. And looks like, as normal, MacArthur Highway is backed up. There's your traffic report. I'll have to fully watch that. I wonder if they've actually got the clip and everything. So, yeah, let me know if you guys are freezing there today. And George does rewatch these live, so I know people do shout outs to George. He's been busy sleeping, eating, gaming, doing a few work things, family things, outings with me, and he's sleeping a lot lately. I think he said the other day his parkouring days and jumping and all that has finally caught up with him. And the other day he goes, "That's age, baby," and I was like, "Yeah, I hear you on that." So, and all these channels, like I watch one Social Security channel that I provided the other day in the community post, and now they're feeding me everybody that does Social Security or the anything dealing with the government. So I keep seeing all these fear mongering. Oh, they're going to cancel Social Security all the way. They're going to cancel disability. People with SSI, which is the welfare one, it's going to get canceled. Now it says here, Trump's Social Security stimulus refund checks will get a boost. Well, that's clickbait. It's going to keep boosting. It could go higher for every one of the amount of money they recover. That and the watchdogs reporting. So now you're just going to have everybody ratting out their neighbors, is what I said before. Let's see. They got like I know that they said the interns are going to eat the lunch, is what's going on. It is a pretty active presidency after having the previous president that we couldn't find at all and the vice president. Things have just gotten really messed up in the last 10 years. I can't even begin to tell you how messed up that is. It says that Zelensky and the White House, they confirmed the mineral deal, but I wonder. I see him leaving. Land of the Fee, huh? Probably talking about that gold card, but yeah, I'm looking to see if I can find a short clip to play. So it's a beautiful day in Pattaya. Arlen will be shopping her butt off. Was this a visa run, Mike, by chance, or just a vacation? So I'm just curious. I know a lot of guys are on a visa run, and I did not. Sorry, I can't remember if you're on a 13A. If you'd applied for all that, you might have. I'm just a regular vacation. Yes, I've been in Thailand past week and one more week to go. Sweet. All right, take it easy. Take it easy. Probably already gone. Big Dave, Trump blows Putin at every opportunity. He did try hard. I did see that part of the clip where Vance had to make a statement that he's like neutral with everybody. He's for the American people. And to me, that's just scripted, written, and a repeated thing. And I noticed the White House secretary, every time she's asked something or Trump's asked something, they just blow smoke around the question, which I wish, I mean, somehow I wish I could do that sometimes in life, but I can't help myself. I can't button the strap up. I'm sorry. Could you guys imagine me as press secretary? Sit your ass down, man. And me, it wouldn't matter for me if it was ABC, CNN, or whatever. So let me hear it, and who knows? Maybe CNN, that might be Democrat, might actually say something that needs to be heard. Who knows? But now they're like, hey, you're Democrat, sit your ass down. And it's like, it doesn't, but it's just where it is. But it does seem to be, there's a lot of things going on. Everyone is getting 5,000, I guarantee it. I mean, is that every household, even if they're not citizens, like it's just a household there that's waiting? Or because I heard it was per household. There's so many amount, and it's every day. And I don't know if you guys, like, I called this shit out a few years ago, and I told George I used to stress on different content, different changes in the Philippines law, this person saying something, next person saying something, all the news coming out. And now in the 4 years, I rolled back and held back on everything that was being done. And I'm like, I'm just going to chill, man. I'm just going to drink my coffee, sit on the balcony, and just chill situation, or watch my Little House on the Prairie or my Knight Rider, and like just reminisce in the 80s again. I even downloaded they've got like the Saturday morning cartoons. It's like 7-hour blocks of it. Just sometimes I run it for the hell of it when I'm cleaning house. It's hilarious. And you get George where he's trapped in it when he wakes up and stuff. But um you just have to chill at some point, and things are coming out by the hour. And that's the bad thing about the internet, and that's the blessing of the internet at the same time, is where we would have got one newspaper every day. And then before that, if you wanted to see somebody like Bon Jovi, you'd have to wait for the magazine to come out on articles of stuff that's been going on in his life. And now it's all the time. MTV was the next big thing, where you could get updates on celebrities and rock stars. Um, and now it's every minute. And whoever doesn't, they expose every inch. That, like, there'll be a million videos out based on this, and it'll seem like there's something new. So although I've seen 4 of them, then I'll watch again because I think I missed something. And then sometimes I just skip stuff because I'm like, oh man, this is just a repeat. And so it's kind of, it does need to be cleaned and trimmed, no doubt, just like a lady, just like a guy. Nobody wants hair up their nose. Just like I told George, trim that shit down, man. Hey, Sonia, good morning. Thank you for your help on my every inquiry. And just let me know. Me and Sonia had a discussion about Social Security, the direct deposit. It's affected a few things for me because the bank that I had the Social Security, I had a card that was attached to it. And the problem is my iPhone is region locked. And so what it means is it's still set for the US. And the card that I had to that bank, okay, no longer works. And that's what was attached in here. So when I tried to give my PayPal here, my bank account cards here, or Gcash, it wouldn't accept any of them for the payment of our one telephone number that's in the US. And so now Magic Jack says no. So if I try to install it on my phones and items that were bought in the Philippines, because we've been here 4 years, it says not allowed. A lot of apps aren't allowed. Even with the VPN, I tried all that, guys. I believe me and George put our brains together and we couldn't. So we ended up losing the one phone number where the kids were contacting us or other places. And we don't need the phone number for the bank, so we use Messenger now as our main connection. But as far as direct deposits go, um, there are some stages. Some people will go, like when I started out, you can just go in and go to the embassy and there's some forms, but you really want to contact the embassy because there's different levels or different types of Social Security. I just heard another person said they're on disability and they were told no on over 30 days. It depends on the type you're getting. Some people are on just the SSI piece of it. And I'm on the disability where I paid into it, and I've got a permanent certificate on my disability. So I feel pretty safe being over here without having to get an evaluation. If an evaluation comes up, then they'll deal with it when it comes here. Okay. But the banking part of it, they say, hey, go ahead. And they're like, yes, you can. And they sent me the form because there is some new up to date forms. I filled out the form, took it to the bank. The bank already had it and they filled it out on their end. So the one that we had filled out the day that we submitted all the paperwork, and it took us almost 2 weeks for an approval, and that's at the Philippine National Bank. And so it is still based on an approval, and there's a tax form to fill out if X amount of money comes into the bank, and then they have you fill out all kinds of, if you pass away, somebody trying to come and get your money out, and all this other stuff. There were like 3 or 4 forms. And then we had to, after we arrived there, he made us go out and notarize it. Our bank did not do the notary of these documents. Now, will every bank ask for the notary? I don't know. So they made us notarize the documents that they gave us. And I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. So we went out and notarized the papers and then brought them back and waited 2 weeks. And then the bank manager said, I need to know when Social Security tells you that you were approved. And I was like, for what purpose? And here's another thing. He also told us we could use the app to see the Social Security. And that's not true either. So he told us that. He's the manager. George kind of went off on him that day because the guy was like way out there. And it was, you get a bank book, no card attached for Social Security deposits. And that they want you to manually come in. Now, I told Sonia the trick is that you just open a second account and then you can just put it in there and they'll issue a bank card on it. So you're going to get a bank card anyways, but you have to manually go in to do it, which you should. You should go into the bank once a month. You get out of the house, blow some stink off, go for lunch, whatever it is. But it is easy. It can become difficult for some. I know some people, for some reason, ended up going back to the States for something. I don't know what purpose that was, but but simple, but not at the same time. But I had to wait, and it didn't even take the second cycle. So I tried to do it first of the month. The 15th came. The following month, I had my check. So it was fairly smooth, except for, some of the notary stuff. But yeah, so being from the Hearst, what is going on, Hearst? For those who want to know the truth about SSA, there is a YouTuber that used to run the third largest. Yes, Harry, that's the one I put out. I don't know, was it you that mentioned him the last time? And that's the one I'm talking about. I posted that, Harry, but I appreciate you letting people know. Dr. Ed Weir, he has put more information out. He's the only one that I recommend. And because I watched him, that other guy popped up. I don't like the other guy. There's some other guy that does go into fear mongering, and he really is harsh. He does not have the same information. Dr. Ed Weir, that had been there for a long time, he knows the ins and outs. Like he knows like processes we would have never thought about. It pretty much puts you in a position to almost like you're working in the office. And that is what's interesting. He tells you what money to get, how to get it. He has updates. Like he discussed the Social Security when they said there were 100,000 people over a certain age. Like you said, these were just based on old files and all this. And he calls it out. And that's why I like him. So most definitely, guys, if you want to hear anything about Social Security, have any questions, he's got tons of videos. I'll probably repost his link again because I feel it's vital. And there are people in there on that come in from the Philippines that say, hey, I'm an expat here. I've seen their comments and stuff. I think I've made a comment. So I had asked something about disability. My most curious, I think I asked him recently that in case, because he said they're discussing doing a revamp of evaluations. Again, I have that permanent disability, but we don't know. I didn't think they would kick government employees out of their jobs. So it's a new world. You got to expect this. And so I tried to ask them, will they do the evaluations with me in the Philippines? I never got an answer from anybody. Like, will they have me go to, the one over there in Manila? Will I be going to St. Luke's? Will they just let me bring, medical records, or what's up? Because I'm sure of my multi-disabilities. So, and matter of fact, one's been added. I was on disability before my severe lupus. So And none of the other stuff got any better for me. But I think they're looking to cut out the ones that were just temporarily sick in their 30s and 40s, where things could have improved with therapy and all these things, and that they're going to weed out ones that then there is fraud. He goes through and talks about the different levels of people being watched, like people not using wheelchairs that said they were in wheelchairs, and people not using walkers, and all of these things. And like me, mine was not even based on that. So me using a wheelchair got an expat across the street tell me, oh, there's Heidi without a wheelchair, I'm reporting her. It wasn't based just me being in a wheelchair. So it's a you know it's very, very interesting channel, though, by the way. So you misread what I said. I guarantee no one will see any money. Oh, okay. Yeah, I must have. Sorry. Yeah, I must have totally. No one. I said no. Okay, so yeah, no one is getting 5,000. I guarantee it. Gotcha. Oh, you just think this is so the president saying he's going to give it was, I mean, they actually asked him and he said yes. Like it was unofficial but official and everything else. So all this chat and actually words from that office, they won't do it. It's possible. It's something. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So that is for sure. So got you on that. So we're in the second hour. For those that don't know, that the live stream today is based on dream versus reality, or my dream isn't yours. So we'll get back into that and refresh the topic, and I'll stay on for a little bit longer. Looks like the Saturday morning expats and trolls are not up, and it looks like the people in the US are starting to fall asleep. So, but basically, I'm just saying I'm here for the inexpensive stuff. And so I'm here because of the cheaper rent. Groceries are about half the price. Unless you go Western, then it can cost you and it can add up really quick. I'm here for the basics of everyday living is much cheaper than it is in the United States. The one thing that's lacking is medical here. And um, I am self pay right now. And so that is tough on a budget. It's not for everybody. But like I said earlier, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to, I know it sounds weird, but even immerse in the culture. It's okay because you live among the Filipinos, you want to befriend them. But for me, with my disabilities, my age, and all that, I'll immerse when I go to a festival or that, because I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, you need to go out and do this, and that," and and I get it. If I was younger, I probably would. The people that we talk with and that are on our live streams and videos are over a certain age. I'm not saying not to either. For me, it's I'm not here for that. Honesty, I'm here because everything's cheap. If everything goes up, I'm leaving the country. It's already risen quite a bit since I've been here. It is twice as much as Mexico. We've had a few people that came in and said it's not, that Mexico is expensive. It could be. I have not been there in a few years, but people are still saying it's cheap there. I lived in the mountain area, so I was happy where we are. I'm sure that area is still cheap. So I would consider going back to Mexico. You raise the rents on me, and groceries keep going up, and then the money gets pinched more and more at a $2,000 budget. Then yes, I get that there's going to be inflation and all of this, but the infrastructure versus what they're charging now, in my opinion, is not worth it. The Philippines, I know, gets knocked for the tourism part of it and what's going on and this, and that, but the jobs versus the infrastructure versus the charging, I am repeatedly seeing a 30, 40, 50, 60,000 peso homes here. If you want to live kind of close to the Western style you were used to, it's going to cost you 1,000, 1,200, and people don't even make that. It would take 3, 4 people to make that kind of money here. And I can't see doing that either versus the infrastructure, even if you put me in a nice subdivision. Now, some people are all about that because they've got wussy on the side. They got, these women doing all this stuff, but nobody does my laundry. Nobody comes here and cooks and cleans for me. I get George that helps me. But the whole point is for me, there'll be a breaking point. You guys have asked, are you going to leave because of this? And I said, nothing will make me leave. Yeah, if the cost goes up, if it goes extremely up, I'm not here for the culture. I'm not here to make friends with expats, like hang out and say, hey, there's more expats here. Some guys say they come here. That's why they all go off to Dumageddon. They're all clammed together like a bunch of clams, man. They're all on top of each other. It's really, really out there and stuff. But Dumageddon is a stuff. Even Paul said it's getting ridiculous over there. And so I didn't come here for any of that. I came here because my husband's a Filipino, because the pandemic, was the end all of companies, jobs, small businesses. George ran a small business for 10 years. It was better to take the money and go. That's where we were. And it's once that starts to go up, then kind of like guys that, they break up with their women or get into fights or other things, or then they leave too. So that would probably be my final breakup. Hey, Lou, I figured you'd come in on the cost of different things going on. What is going on? Hey, Tony is in the house. But that's where I am on that situation, because I've been hearing people talk about, their dreams here and their building of a house, and how, it's all beautiful and buttoned up here, and just things are so, and it's like, no. And it came down to me talking about that person that was here that I believe, and I don't know who he was, but he must have been somebody popular because it got a lot of views, and he had a check next to his name. He complained in Manila about the infrastructure. And then somebody said that Bong Bong needs to take care of people like that down in the Philippines. And I'm like, it's just reality. They're saying what's going on. They will go to our country. Filipinos will go to the US and say what they got to say for the most part. They tend to be on the quiet side, but the ones that do would just do the same if they were vlogging or in the news, and everybody's vlogging. Heard somebody complain the other day about the expat vloggers, and it's like everybody's vlogging. There's a crap load of Filipinos. Not as bad a couple years ago, but now it's just booming. When we entered the country, there was a mix of just where the Filipinos had ventured out because of the job problem. And then I noticed the last year of the pandemic, it just got, heavier and heavier. And then once the gates were open for people to go out, everybody was vlogging everything. And there's so many, there's tons more. The percentage of expat vloggers is very small. It just happens to be what they're focused on. So as the expat vloggers. So did they find gold deposits from mining in the Philippines, or do they find? Yes, they do. I don't know how much, but I know this country is very rich in those. Yes. What is going on, Tony? Heidi, it's not cheaper to live in Thailand or Vietnam, according to. Yes, it is. It is. It's cheaper to live in Vietnam. Thailand, just the difference is, I'm to understand from listening, okay, because I've never claimed I've been there, is Thailand is almost the same. It is cheaper, but the infrastructure is way better. And they said the food's way cleaner. And that I think the biggest complaint I've heard from Thailand is the women. Okay, they said basically you're buying a girlfriend there, and I'm like, you're not buying one here. And so, kind of joke, char. Not really, but the difference is you really have to pay for them. Like if you're going there, supposedly, one guy said he was out 1,200 US dollars a month just to keep up with the girlfriend wanting money. And I said, well, that's like that in the West. I get it. But I guess really you're renting a girlfriend is a legal rent word. And here it's just that depending on the area you go to, it could be the same here, but you get genuine women that want to date you that aren't scamming. I guess Thai women just flat out ask for money. That's what they said. Now, yes, Vietnam is what I heard is the place to go. Thailand's got it going on. I heard Vietnam is the place to live. I'd like that if I thought we could do it, and maybe we may just do it. But I'm getting ready to finish immigration now, which this round will cost me. and I'm into my last stage and last processing this month, and almost at the end of it. And I once I'm processed here for permanent residency, I can't see leaving unless it comes down to cost and the infrastructure gets worse. I will say, knock on wood, there's been no power outages. The internet has pretty much held stable, but I'm in a big city, so not everybody can say that. So I'm lucky. Right now, I'm lucky. I think it should be stronger and better, but we can't change that either. But things have improved. Everything, deliveries. Um, there's a lot to praise about the Philippines too, but I can't see us. That's why we didn't stay in Mexico. Again, others said that we couldn't stay in Mexico because of our past and that we weren't entering legally. We did. We drove into Mexico when the borders were closed. They literally opened a gate to let us in. And the only reason they let us in is we they knew we were vloggers. We had the equipment. We told them we were YouTubers. They asked us our purpose, and they let us know that it was closed, and they still let us in. We have the footage where we drove into the border over there in Mexico, and we didn't stay because the processing was too costly. And for us, we never claimed to be rich, so the processing required X amount of income, and we even hired an attorney. Cost us $300 to sit down and talk with him, and he said, "Okay, it'll be X amount for each one of you." And then you have to both prove your last 6 months worth of banking where you've kept this amount of money in to show your income. And at that time, George wasn't doing anything but the YouTube without a payment. And so there was no payment for almost 2 years for YouTube for him. And it just wasn't going to happen. So to go to Vietnam, yeah, I would worry about us both being foreign. And then there is a language block. Mexico, there was a total language block for me. I understood about 20 words, kind of like I do now, but at least people speak, in my opinion, 60% of the language here, like they speak English. But there's a lot that don't, or they don't understand when I talk this fast on caffeine, and they don't understand when I say, "Hey, well, yo, what's going on?" And or I add slang, like George said, it's too much slang that I talk that people don't understand and too fast. And so I would love, I think, to go to Vietnam or Japan. I'd love Japan. I'd like to go somewhere out there where the weather's cooler, cleaner, out in the middle of nowhere, and get a car and stay out there. But so there are other places I would like to go, and I'm almost sure George would too, except for his family, and that is actually here. So, yeah, compared to the Philippines, yeah, most definitely, guys. Am I missing something, guys? Well, I tell you what, guys, it's a slow day. Um, yeah, because I've repeated this twice. Are you guys awake? Just kind of. All right, guys. I guess I will wrap it up. I've already repeated the topic, and I know it's odd for me to even have to mention that. But I think I will wrap it up. It's a Saturday. It looks to be a slow day. Usually we don't have these numbers, so I don't know what's up. No comments, questions coming in. So it looks like I've answered everything, and that's my gripe today. And I do appreciate you guys coming in. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe, like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you guys joining in. I will be back in 48 hours. George should be joining, and that is because, like I said, our regular day will be going out. So thank you, Victor. John Denang is a very nice place. Bye, Lakaspod. Thank you, guys. Subscribe and consider membership. Membership, like I said, most of the money goes right back into the pets. So consider going in and checking out our membership. It should be there somewhere, or they offer it the next time. Give it a hit on that button. Talk to you guys later.